Today we're going to be talking about how to go from the best kept secret to the authority you are in your industry. So, I'm going to talk about video content specifically and how you can leverage video content to stand out in your space. So, why is this important? Well, a lot of people feel like they are the best kept secret in their industry. And if only people knew about them, then they will have the ideal clients that they're looking for. They will have the thriving business that they've been working so hard to grow. But here's the truth: if you're not visible online, people would not know. So it doesn't matter how good you are, it doesn't matter how great the product or service you have. If people don't know about it, it's not going to matter. So today I'm going to talk about how you can leverage video content to accomplish that. And there are three things that video would get you. Number one, it will give you the visibility to be able to attract the ideal clients to your business. It will build you up as the authority in your space, and it would help you build a lasting personal brand. So what would you get out of this live stream? Well, number one, you'll gain confidence on camera so that you can create the content that attracts the right audience to you. Number two, I'll give you a system that allows you to create 10 minutes of content each week and be able to leverage that into shorter form content that you can post online and be able to stand out every week to the right audience. And then number three, a lot of people struggle with what exactly to say, what exactly to post about. So I'm going to give you a system that's going to help you to be able to have endless content ideas that you can leverage to create video content that speaks to the right audience. So let's jump right into it. So, number one, this essentially is about personal branding, because your personal brand today is more valuable than your corporate brand. Why do I say that? It's just where we are today and the behavior that we are showing online. If you think about people that you are following online, are you following brands or are you following people? 99% of the time you are following people, and the content that you look forward to are produced by people and not corporations or faceless brands. So personal branding is a way to stand out and be the authority in your space by providing value through content. So what I want to do is talk about the three objections that people have to creating this kind of content. But before I get into that, let's talk about how personal branding works and why it's the best way to move forward with your marketing plan. So let's think about personal branding as a triangle. And at the top of that triangle, you have influence, authority, credibility. And to get that influence, authority, and credibility, you have to create content that speaks to your audience, the right audience that you are looking for. And the way it works is that over time, once people begin to trust you and see you as the authority because they've gotten value out of you, then you build that connection with them. Now you are credible to them. You are the authority that they look up to. And so when it's time for them to make a purchase, you are the only brand or the first brand they think about when it's time for them to take action. So once you build that authority at the top of the triangle, then you can leverage it to grow your business, to grow your career, to start a new business. And you can also leverage it to build a legacy. Because if you, in the future, one of the best things or one of the great things about personal branding is that it is portable. And so you're going to build an asset that is bigger than your business, is bigger than the current business that you're running. And we have to think about it this way: businesses come and go. But if you build a solid personal brand, it's going to be there forever. You can leverage it in the future to start a new business, to start a new project, to write a book, to become a consultant, to become a speaker. All those opportunities are available to you in the future just because you invested the time and build a solid personal brand. So we're talking about video content. Why video? So there are a couple of things I want to highlight why video content is so important. So there are five things I want to walk you through. So when we think about video, the video is the best way to build a personal brand for these reasons. Number one, it keeps people interested in you. Video is personable. It makes you human and people relate to that. That's why we consume so much video content online, because we people want to connect with people and not some faceless brand. So that's number one. Number two, it makes you more real. And here's the thing: right now with AI, being able to create amazing images, and now Sora from OpenAI is a video version of ChatGPT where you can you can use AI to create amazing video content that almost looks real. So we're going to enter an era where people are going to struggle trying to determine what is real or not. And so you standing out as your authentic self on video is what people are going to connect to, because people are going to be looking for authenticity. They're going to be looking for that real connection. And if you are the one in your industry that is showing up on video all the time and building that connection with your audience, when it's time to purchase, they are going to choose you versus the competitor that they haven't seen on video. They don't know. And here's the thing: it's going to be harder now for people to get on a video consultation with you if they have not seen you. So if your business is selling high ticket items, is selling, coaching, you're selling consulting, whatever it is product you're selling is a high ticket product, and you are not getting on video to show yourself for people to see who you are, what your personality is, whether you're somebody they can vibe with, it's going to be very hard for people to get on a call with you, because people don't like surprises. People don't want to be, think that you are one thing and then they show up on video and then you're something else. So you showing up on camera makes you real and gives people the comfort to want to show up on video call with you, because they know they can vibe with you. You've built that trust and credibility and rapport with them. And so it builds that bridge for them to then take the next step with your product or service. Number three, video content reaches more people. If you're producing video content right now for your personal brand, you're going to reach more people than you would with any text-based content, with your blog, or even with images, because there are platforms that are primed today for video. Talk about Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, even X, which is formerly Twitter, is getting into video content. So if you produce video today, you're going to reach more people than any other medium that you're going to create. And that the evidence is just there because that's the content that everybody is consuming. Number four, video helps you get found online. People connect faster with you if they go search you online and they can see you on video and be able to just answer the questions that they have about whether they bump into your content somewhere and they want to know more about you. They go on YouTube, they go on Google, and then they find a video of you. They will click on that, it will bring them into your world, and they will consume a piece of content that then brings them to your orbit. And from there, they can decide whether you're somebody they vibe with or not. It helps people make quick decisions about you. And finally, it gives you the freedom to show your personality. Video content is the best way to stand out from the competition. So we can all hide behind images, we can all hide behind audio. But when it comes to video, people can tell whether you're real or not. And there are a lot of people online who show up not as themselves, but as somebody else, and people can spot that easily. So if you can master the on camera presence and show up on video as your authentic self, people will connect to that, and it will help you build that top of mind connection that makes people want to come to you and buy from you because they trust you and they have gotten value out of you. So, what are the three things that hold people back from producing video content? The first one is confidence on camera. If you have felt like you're the best kept secret because nobody knows about you, every time you turn on the camera, you freeze, you get uncomfortable, you don't like what you say, you don't like how you look, and there's all these things that are going through your mind. Well, what I want to help you with today is how to get confident on camera. That is one of the biggest obstacles to people creating video content. Number two, even if you gain the confidence to create content, people get frustrated by how long it takes to create content. They think that it's going to take longer than it actually should if you have the right system in place to help you create content that scales and return the best investment for your time and allows you to be able to be visible with video constantly in front of the right audience. Number three, the third obstacle that prevents people from creating video content is not knowing what to say on camera. This is the most frustrating point because even when people get confident on camera, they have the system, they get stuck with, okay, what should I say? What should I talk about? And it comes from the fact that they start creating content and nobody's connecting with that content. So they feel like they don't have the right stuff and then they give up. Well, I'm going to show you how to come up with a content system that results in endless amount of content that you can create for the right audience. So, next, let's talk about the framework. The first obstacle that people have in creating video content is not feeling confident on camera. So I'm going to give you 4 practical tips on how to overcome that. Number 1, the first tip on getting confident on camera is practice. So here's what I want you to do. Over the next 30 days, I want you to create a video content each day, less than a minute. You don't have to post it, but you're going to create video content answering a question that your audience has been asking questions that your clients or people in your industry have been asking. And just create the content, don't post it. And here's what I think would happen. After day 15, you are going to look over the last 2 weeks of content and you're going to realize that, you know what? There are some gems in there that you are confident posting. And that is what practice does. It helps you get comfortable, get better, but you have to have repetition daily to be able to use the learning that you had from the previous day and implement it the following day. But if you're creating videos sparingly, let's say once a week or once a month, then if you create content last month, you probably forget all the lessons that you learned creating that piece of content. That's why doing it daily for the next 30 days is going to be the fastest way to shorten your learning curve and help you create content that you will be proud of and ready to post. So the goal is 30 days of content, less than a minute. And I promise you, after day 15, you will find something that you'll be confident and willing to post. Number 2, the reason why we feel awkward when we get on camera is that we are focusing on ourselves rather than focusing on who we are trying to help. So if you feel like every time you get on camera, you feel uncomfortable, you feel awkward, focus on the people that are out there who are waiting for your voice. There is a tribe out there for you. You just haven't tapped into them. And so when you focus your attention on helping those people, then it takes the pressure off you and allows you to be able to think about what your audience wants, what they need, and be able to show up for them because there's somebody right now whose life will be changed, whose life will be made better by you showing up and putting your thoughts, your perspective, your experience, and your knowledge and sharing that openly. So focus on your audience and it will take the pressure off of you. Number 3 is start small. Sometimes we feel like we have to create a 10-minute video or a 15-minute podcast to get started. Start small and create micro content. So that's why focusing on short form content is going to be the best. And there are many platforms where you can post short form content. Actually, almost all the platforms now take videos less than a minute. So you can post on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, especially, and people will consume that. So don't feel the need to have to create long form content when you start. Just get practice with short form content, and before you know it, you'll graduate from a minute to 2 minutes to 5 minutes, and then you can finally sit down and create a 10-minute video podcast easily because you've had practice of creating a lot of short form content. And then number 4, the fourth tip to getting confident on camera is to seek feedback. Find a few people in your circle, your friends, family, people that you know will tell you the truth. And then share your video content with them and get authentic feedback because that allows you to be able to improve your video content in a safe space and prepares you to be able to then feel confident in posting future videos because you've gotten feedback, you've corrected some of the things that you don't like or people have noticed that could help you improve your video content. So, those are the 4 tips in helping you get confident on camera. Now, let's move to number 2, the system, building a system that allows you to be able to scale video content over the long haul. Because one of the frustrations people face is that they think it takes too long, or it takes them too long to create video content. So they give up because they feel like they don't have the time to be able to put in and get the kind of quality content they're looking for. And here is what I will tell you: if you have the right coaching, if you have the right guidance, you can spend 10 minutes a day, sorry, a week creating content. I mean, it's going to take you about an hour a week to create the kind of content you're going to need, but that is far from what people have been doing, because you can sit down and frustrate yourself, take an hour and create 2 minutes of content and then not post it. But with the system I'm going to show you, you can create 10 minutes worth of content each week and be able to use AI to chop them up and schedule that content and put it online all within an hour a week. So let's get to it. So the first thing is batching your content. So what I do is, usually the best use of my time is to pick a particular day where I feel like I'm going to have the time to be able to take the content process from A to Z. So the first tip in creating content on a scale is batching your content. So what I do is that on Saturdays or Sundays, I come in, I have my content ideas in my mind, and I create a 10-minute podcast episode that has everything I want to talk about that week. Usually it's like 3 or 4 ideas that I want to talk about in that 10-minute episode, which then gives me 3 or 4 different ideas to be able to chop up and put online. So the first thing you're going to do is figure out a way to create a 10-minute video podcast, or sit down and answer 3 or 4 questions over a 10-minute period for that week. So that's step one, batching your content. Step two, once you have created that content, the second way of creating content at scale is to then use AI tools to be able to find short clips in that long video that you can post for the week. So there are a lot of tools out there. The ones I have experience with is Opus Clip and Descript. So those two, you can, for instance, Descript, you can import the video into Descript. You will see the transcript. And not only can you chop up clips in the app, but you can take the transcript, put in the Chat GPT, create a newsletter out of that. You can then create short form post out of that, and you can let ChatGPT give you image ideas. So from that 10-minute video that you created, you can get multiple forms of content. Number one, video clips, short form clips that you can post everywhere. Number two, a newsletter out of it. Number three, you can get short text-based content that you can sprinkle during the week. And number four, you can get ideas for images, even quotes. You can get quotes out of your own video, because ChatGPT can take valuable quotes out of it that you can use and put on images and put online. So using AI tools to be able to multi-purpose your content is going to be one of the ways that you're going to create content at scale. And then number three is outsourcing editing. If editing is one of the things that you don't like or you get frustrated with, then it's one of the ways that you can save time by outsourcing that process so that somebody else can worry about it. Then you can worry about creating the content, putting your best foot forward, researching quality content ideas, producing that weekly content, and then have somebody edit it into a format that you think you are proud to put out. And then number four is, so now let's talk about people who have overcome the idea of getting confident on camera. They know they have a system that they've created that they want to leverage, but they don't know what to talk about. So I'm going to give you 4 or 5 tips on coming up with content ideas and having endless amount of content that you can then leverage for your video content. So number one, identifying your audience needs. One of the best ways to come up with content ideas is to figure out what your audience is struggling with. What are their pain points? What are their aspirations? What is the ideal future that they are looking for? And you can get this from talking to your clients or prospects and see the kind of questions they ask you on a sales call or on a prospecting call. What are the emails that your clients are sending you? Those are all opportunities for you to be able to create video content answering those questions, because those are addressing the direct pain points of the audience you want to reach. Number two, another way to come up with endless amount of content is to have content pillars. What are content pillars? Content pillars are the 3 to 5 things that you can talk about easily in your sleep, that if somebody wakes you up right now and gives you this topic, you can just talk forever. That is a content pillar. So for me, there are 3 things that form the core of my content. Number one is personal branding. Number two is entrepreneurship. Number three is mindset. Those are the things that I can talk about any day. And then I sprinkle in things that about my personality, which is like fitness, travel. But at the core, I'm talking about these 3 things. So once you know what your content pillars are, it's easy for you to then get content ideas to fill those buckets, because you know things will come to you, in your genius zone. Some of us, you're in the shower, things will come to you, or you after a good workout, after a walk, whatever it is that becomes the source of great ideas. Once you figure out what your content pillars are, it's very easy for content to start flowing to you, because you get what you focus on. And once you clarify your focus, you're going to have ideas come to you. Number three, leverage other people's platforms. So look at the people who are the top influencers in your industry. And one of the best ways to come up with content is finding the thought leaders in your industry and looking at the questions that people are asking them in their own post. Sometimes these thought leaders will do AMAs, which is Ask Me Anything. And those are gold mines for you to get content ideas, because those are questions from the audience that you want to attract. And you can then take those, record video content, short forms, and then answer them. And it becomes an endless source of content for you to be able to post. And number four, repurpose your content. One of the best ways to be able to leverage content and have endless content ideas is to repurpose the content that you already have. You've probably created a gazillion blog posts, emails, social media text posts. Go through those and see the ones that are performing. And one of the things that I have done to be able to repurpose my content is figure out the content that has worked in other formats. So I'll go through my content for maybe the last year, see the text posts that worked well, see the image posts that work well, and then take those and answer those same or create those same content in video format. That is the best way to be able to repurpose existing content, because if it worked in one medium, it's very likely to work in another medium. So that is how you leverage video content to be able to build your personal brand and build your authority. One thing I'll leave you with is consume content. If you are consuming quality content from other people, from top creators in your niche, from top creators in an adjacent niche, listening to quality podcasts, listening to people who are on top of their game, they are where you want to be, it is going to not only inspire you to create great video content, but it's going to give you endless content ideas. And you also learn a thing or two from them. How is their video working? What are they doing with their intros? What are they doing with their hooks? How are they ending their videos? All these sources are going to be great for you, but you have to reach out, find the top people in your space, and learn from them, because it's going to help you accelerate your own learning curve. So, thank you for watching.